Hello everyone, welcome back to another anime review. We are reviewing an anime called Graced by the Gods. Now this anime is really interesting. It's another one of those isekai animes, and I've done a lot of them lately, but this one's completely different from the isekai animes that I've recently done. I'm starting to get back into anime, so there's going to be a lot more anime things, but isekai is pretty much one of my favorite genres at this point. I mean, Kami's still going to be at number one and so on and so forth. But Isekai is definitely a close second. Now, this anime is where a character that has an office job and his office job makes him miserable because his boss treats him like shit, he ends up dying on his desk. But the gods decide to bring him to a magical world where he has to turn 8 years old. And when we enter his phase, he is not 11 years old. He has really good resistance when it comes to his stats are really unique and stuff. But the main thing about him is the fact that he has a bunch of fucking slimes. Now you might be wondering, slimes? Ew, that's disgusting. Well, he has multiple types of slimes, and no one knows about it until they interact with him, which is the dupe, pretty much, so to speak, sort of. But the main gist of things is the fact that he has slimes. He has slimes that can eat. If you have a dog that takes a shit in your yard, you can just have the slime eat the shit because he will love it because he's a slime. You also have cleaning slimes where if you have a stain that can't get out, the slime will definitely take it out at some point because the slime's really fucking good. Then you also got your poisonous slimes. You got your iron and metal slimes, and you also got your steel slimes, and then you also got a bunch of slimes that come in that are only one and done, so to speak. Like he has his one slime that can fly, which only comes in 2 episodes of the anime. It doesn't really do that much. That's in season 2, by the way. It doesn't really do that much. Then you got a slime that can drink blood, which is fucking messed up. The thing looks like it's flattened, like a flat tire, so to speak. But if you cut an animal open, it will go in and drink all the blood in the animal, and then you don't have to deal with all the blood when you cut up the meat. It's fucking ridiculous, man. This guy is a fucking inventor as it still comes. So there's that. And they also have a lot of cleaning things. He brings out a cleaning. He makes a cleaning company with these slimes, and the slimes do a lot of good shit. He has bodyguards. He has this, that, and the other thing, and the fact that he can make the slimes heal themselves because he has slimes that can use magic for healing. The slimes are like really fucking dope. There's a lot of slimes. They also do all the fucking builds. Like, example, there's a hole in the wall because garbage leaked into a house in the second episode or third episode. So he decides to have the slimes do all the fucking heavy lifting, and they don't give a fuck. Like they are like passing it because he's got like over 100, like over 750 slimes that he's controlling, which is a unfathomable thing. But they all do different types of shit. It's really fucked up, man. I'm like, what the fuck? So the main character has his bunch of slimes. He has two. He has one. He has one branch of his cleaning service up, and it's booming. So then he decides to open up another one in a different town, and that's where the second season comes into fray, where they do that. So yeah, my main problem with it though, when it comes to the cleaning service thing, pretty much when he opens up the second branch, when he leaves that second branch, pretty much all the characters that go with him during that playtime, because half of his coworkers leave. How do I say it? Half of his coworkers that work at his first job leave for the second place, and when they go to the second place, they're pretty much forgotten once he leaves. It's really sad. I mean, they do show up in the second to last episode, but like seriously, like what the fuck, man? And even then, half the people don't even show up. It's only the first four characters that actually mattered for the whole entire anime. He's got the three people that are studying slimes, and also the his first and second his second coworker, which is the girl, and I thought it was the better character of the two because she also has a twin who look like the same, a guy and a girl. They look like twins, but sister. My apologies for hiccuping. I do apologize. Excuse me. But my honest opinion, though, I feel like that this anime doesn't. It's like one of those boring animes, but it's really good. I mean, they spread out the comedy really good, but the problem is, though, is the fact that my main problem is the fact that there's not a lot of action. So if you want action in this anime, do not watch this anime because there's no action whatsoever. I mean, there's some like they take on a bunch of goblins. I've already seen that before. I've also seen people take down trees and stuff like that. But I don't know why this anime only has. Well, it's probably because of the fact that now when it comes to the main character, the first season has a princess who falls in love with him, but they don't really establish that because they're pretty much the same age. She wants to. She is very friendly to him, and she wants to train him for the things and stuff, and she wants his help. He helps her out, and she manages to do a bunch of birds, which is kind of fucking funny. So the birds are like ridiculous, and the fact that she gets a light bird to help him out, and he gets a dark bird to help him out, and they more form packs with the birds. They get a bunch of birds, by the way, which is kind of interesting. He doesn't really get that much animals to help him out per se. He only gets slimes and birds, which I don't understand that concept. There's also dragons that can messengers and stuff, but after the first season, she's pretty much forgotten. The only scenes that she is in until episode like 9 or 10, or 8, 9 to 10, I forget which one, is the fact that she just writes to him in the second season, and then she gets one episode by herself, which she meets up with a fox lady, which the fox lady knows the main character because of ties with her brother, and she knows him because she wants to go to school with her, and they become friends. So they become friends in school. I know I'm missing a few details. I do apologize, but I didn't really care about those characters. They also get three other characters that don't really matter per se. It's just for them to have a 5-man squad. So that's what you're supposed to do in school, a 5-man squad in training. So that's what they do. But my main problem with that is the fact that she only gets one episode, and then she's pretty much tossed like a sack of fucking potatoes. Like, she was very important in the first season, and then she just gets wiped off the face of the earth. Like, no one gives a fuck about her. She does have scenes where she writes letters, but that's pretty much what she does, and that's usually at the beginning or at the end of the anime. She doesn't really they don't really tell you what she's doing in life, but she does go to school. They have a school episode with her, and also the fox lady. The fox lady is really interesting, and I think she's the better character of the two. But she comes in season 2, and then once he leaves that place, she's forgotten just like everyone else. So that's the main problem I have with this anime, is the fact that when characters get shown up later in the anime, they completely get fell off the face of the earth, and no one gives a fuck about them. Like, that's like fucking anime 101 of being fucking incompetent. But to be frankly honest with you, I'm gonna give this anime a 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It's kind of boring, actually, to be honest with you, but that's the main. But that's what they're trying to get. Um, just a fair warning, though. Episode 4 might make you cry depending on how you feel emotionally. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the guy has a really mood whiplash when he does a job because of something that might kill him, but it doesn't kill him because he's persistent, because he's a fucking OP motherfucker. But that's beside the point. I'm going to give this anime a 6 out of 10. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Do you like The Grace of Dawn? Should it have a third season? I think it should. Even though I think it's fucking boring. But it depends on how much good the merch sells and how much the DVDs sell. That's the only reason why it will get a third season. But I hope it does, because I feel like there's a lot of potential for other characters. Like I said before, some of the characters just get shafted, and then they just completely got forgotten. And 3 of the characters in the school only show up in one episode, and it's like, dude, what are you gonna do with these characters? So I hope that they have a third season, and the fact that the 2 main characters haven't really mashed up together. So I'm giving this anime a 6 out of 10. If it gets a third season, I'll give you a round 2 of that stuff because of reasons unknown. But I hope you guys have a nice, positive day. Take care, and always stay positive. The next anime is gonna be really interesting, and then I gotta do Dragon Ball I gotta do Dragon Ball GT, which I'm not looking forward to, but I might change my mind like I always do. So stay positive. Hope you have a nice positive day.